Hi, I'm Claire. If you're a mum who's ever felt like you're carrying the weight of the world, plus carrying the weight of a toddler and a never-ending to-do list, then this is for you. I want to start this video with a personal story. So a few weekends ago, I took some mum time out and I went off for a hike with some friends. Almost immediately, that old voice of comparison crept in, saying, no, no way that you're fit enough to go and climb this mountain. So and so does so much more training. And I'm not going to lie, it was a challenge, but it was a good challenge. The trail was steep, and sometimes the backpack was heavy. It felt quite a lot like the journey of motherhood. Carrying everything you need and not quite sure if you're strong enough for the journey ahead. On that trail, just like at home, I found myself telling myself those negative stories. You're not strong enough, your legs aren't moving fast enough, they're much quicker than you, you're too weak, etc., etc. I'm sure you can resonate with me. A lot of us have this very, very mean inner critic. And it's important that we try and connect with it and ultimately reduce that voice. And this is where Satya comes in. So, Satya is this yogic principle, it's one of the yamas, and it means truthfulness. And it's not just about being honest to others, not lying and not putting people in uncomfortable situations, but it's actually about the voice that we tell ourselves. How are we being truthful to what we need, to what we deserve, and not just falling victim to the shoulds of everyday life? I don't know about you, but I hate the word supermum. I often have to solo parent, and full respect to all of those solo parents out there. It is an incredible job. And I often get called supermum because of it. Now, for me, supermum conjures up the image of perfection, which I don't believe exists, and I don't believe any of us should strive for. Nowadays in society, we have a lot more equality, which is amazing, but that puts a lot more pressure on women to perform well in their career, to be the perfect mom, to also look good and act good and be healthy and give your kids healthy food and all of that. And that is all exaggerated by social media, right? Maybe you, like I do, sometimes collapse on the sofa, grab the phone, and have a quick scroll and end up feeling 10 times worse about myself. The problem is that when we live out of alignment with our truth, when we push ourselves to achieve these almost impossible ideals, that really leads us to burnout, disconnection. We ignore our needs, we push through exhaustion, and we end up burnt out and completely disconnected. So, Satya isn't about being harsh or confrontational, it's about being gentle, it's about being kind. Something that I'm sure so many of us mums find very hard to do. It's very easy to be kind to others, to give out, to give so much. And it's a lot more work to be kind to ourselves. We have these limiting beliefs, we have this behavior pattern we've fallen into that we must do, and give. And this is a pattern that I want to help you break. So Satya is about pausing. It's about tuning in and listening and saying, what's true for me right now? Okay, maybe it's that you don't want to have to fold another 5 piles of laundry because you're already exhausted. You just want to curl up on the sofa with a nice cup of tea. Or you know what? You don't want to push yourself through a punishing gym routine because your period's due and you just feel exhausted. You'd much rather do some restorative yoga. For mums, Satya is a lifeline. It gives us permission to slow down, to honor our own pace, and to let go of impossible ideals. For me, when Satya really came to the forefront of my mind during this hike, was a moment when we were about 2 hours in. We still had another 2 hours in front of us, and it was the big climb. And the group ahead of me were going pretty fast, and I suddenly realized, I couldn't breathe. And again, that little mean voice said, you're too weak, you have to push. What are you doing? You're getting left behind. And I said, no, I want to reach the summit. I want to make the climb. I need to slow down. And I did. I slowed down my pace. I was the one at the back, and I enjoyed it so much more. And ultimately, I achieved the goal that I wanted to do. I reached the summit. So if you're ready to start practicing Satya in your day-to-day life, then stay tuned for the next video where I'm going to share a beautiful guided meditation to reconnect to your body's wisdom and to your own intuition. Remember, you are enough. Your journey is valid as it is. See you next time.